Good afternoon, boys and girls. Good morning, good evening, wherever the hell you guys might be, because Jake's all over the goddamn country nowadays. So I don't know whether to say good morning, an hour ahead of time, behind time, whatever. Anyhow, I'm your host, John Royceland. Thank you for joining us again with another very special, honored, proud to present episode of The Witching Hour. My not by blood brother from another mother, one and only filmmaker Jake Perry is proud to announce he is finally finished and releasing his full-length feature film, Tapeworm Z. I am dedicating this show to him. Along with him, a couple of the actor and actress from the movie, which I'm going to give the mic over to him and let him introduce. Jake, thank you so much and congratulations, brother. I'm very proud of you. I'm very happy right now for you.
Thanks, man. It's about time that this stupid thing came out. It's
Now,
almost like it was cursed. They'll tell you.
you've had a
Uh,
lot going on in the last year, though, too.
dude, it's been ridiculous. But we got moved, and it's finally out. And yeah, the people that are with me, Kennedy Taylor, she's actually the main star of this film, and her right hand man, Chris Hadlin, just absolutely killed it, man. I couldn't have made this movie anywhere near what it is without those two.
Well, Chris and Kennedy, welcome to the show. Thank you guys for taking the time. Hope we can all collaborate because I understand none of us are on the same time zone, I don't think, except for Jake and I.
Actually, Kennedy's in New York.
Oh, are
Yeah, so
you?
I'm in the same time zone as Jake.
Oh, okay. And I'm stuck right in the middle between you two. I'm in Maryland, so we are East Coast. And Chris, you are in Oklahoma?
Central time zone. I'm in Okie.
Okay. So you're an hour behind us then.
Oh yeah. So I'm
Gotcha.
well rested.
Okay. All right. So Tapeworm Z Slash and Chill Productions. How did Jake take over the wheels? Direct us through how you guys all came to be. The whole spiel of whom, what, where, when, and it's all you, brother.
So this one's an interesting story with both of these guys because, well, everybody that watches your show, I'm sure, is familiar with the story up to Tapeworm 2.
It's you and Tony are the only people that watch my show, so yes.
Yeah, we're all used to it. So when we decided to do Tapeworm Z, because everybody wanted a feature of Tapeworm 2, I wanted it to be bigger, but I wanted it to have the same people in it, but it had to be much more than the original. And you've seen it; it's leaps and bounds beyond the short film.
Right.
But in that, I had to add new characters, and I was very particular about two characters in particular, and they were brand new characters. And we actually did a big casting call. I think there were what were there, Chris? Like 30, 40 people there that day.
That sounds about right. There was a lot.
And this crazy bastard drives down from Oklahoma to Odessa, and just it was the worst day of his fucking life at that point. By the time he made it, and he comes into audition as one of the no characters. Like they were just one-off kills, and this guy comes in and he starts reading, and I'm like, hold on, stop. I stopped everything. And I handed this dude a script, and I was like, "You're not reading for that. I want you to read for Arno." I was like, "I see something in you," and that's kind of that thing. When I see somebody and I see that character, it's got to be. So I call in Emily Runke and Lori Norris, which they're both from the originals.
Of course, love them both.
And I have them read with Chris. And this dude, even off of the paper, he's everything that Arno needs to be. Just perfect. And I'm like, you got it if you want it. Well, this guy lives in Oklahoma. He doesn't live here. So he has to keep coming down.
Right.
And for the commander, I was super picky. I was like, somebody has to be able to play this role because she's the lead and she has to be just right. And I auditioned all these people. I didn't find the commander. She wasn't there. And I remembered this girl that I had auditioned for another short that unfortunate things happened, and she didn't get to actually do the short because of things in her life. So I texted her and I was like, "Hey, could you read this? And would you be interested?" Well, I can tell you 3 days ago, I found the audition video that Kennedy sent to me, and the lines that she read are exactly the way that they were in the movie. As
Nice.
soon as she did it, I was floored. I was like, that's it right there. That's the commander.
Mm-hmm.
And both of these guys are phenomenal. Kennedy, good God, when we filmed the last scene of shooting, this poor girl has a migraine and a dust storm, and we're being blown away. And she's like this big, so she's close to blown away anyway. And she pulls it off, and you can't even tell. Like in the film, I challenge you to tell me where she had a migraine when she was doing it. It was phenomenal, man.
Well, all right. So Kennedy, Chris, Kennedy, we'll start with you. We'll do ladies first. Acting, first go around. What's your background? Um, Fill us in on a little bit of you guys.
Yeah, so in general, I actually didn't know about like all the projects that had been going on in the past because at the time in Odessa, I was just going to community college there and doing theater. And that's where I met Lori because Lori came in and did a bunch of projects with her. And I love Lori so much. She's so
Lori's
sweet.
awesome. Yeah.
And then I did this movie and found out how terrifying Lori can be. Because
Not
she's such
wrong.
a sweet lady, and then she can be so scary when she gets into character.
Oh yeah.
But no, yeah, so I was just doing theater, honestly. I always had an interest in like wanting to try to do film and stuff, but in Odessa, Texas, you don't have like it's not like you're living somewhere like New York or even Dallas. So when Lori came and was like told me and a couple other people on our current casting at the play we were doing, I was like, oh my God, fuck yeah. Like it's the perfect kind of time to like dip my like toes in the water of like film. And it was really interesting too to get to see how like a production goes on because it's
Mhm.
not like theater where, oh, you rehearse and then you do it in order.
Right.
With like the filming, it's like, okay, we're gonna do the end and then we're gonna do the beginning, maybe a little bit of the middle, then back to the beginning, then back to the end, you
Nothing makes
know.
sense, and that's why you had a migraine.
Yeah, but it was cool. It was challenging because you really had to like you couldn't really like with theater I'm able to like build with my character and like go with the arc of her or them or whoever. And with film you really have to know like what's going on when, what happened right before. Like you have to be very prepared for the scene coming up even if you
Right.
haven't shot the scene before that.
Right.
So yeah, it was a very first time for me doing any sort of like feature film or anything on camera really. So it was really fun and it was really cool to see like the behind the scenes aspect of it with you know Jake and doing the like filming and the camera and the setup and the lighting has to be right. And every time that train passed, we had to stop and start over. And I
That
was like, oh,
freaking
now I
train.
understand. And now I understand why it takes like movies and stuff a while because this isn't just a one shot kind of thing. So,
Sure.
but what I do like about it is that if I mess up, I get another chance to fix it. So,
Yeah, and that's I'll tell you what, this might be Jake's first full length. He's a young upcoming filmmaker, let's say. But he is very, very particular. He knows what
mhm,
his vision is and he's going to bring it to life. And he has
yeah.
told me many, many stories. And people have told me he will have the script in his hand and something goes wrong and papers are just being thrown up in the air because it's not the way I fucking want it done. So I commend a tiny little lady like you for having won this gentleman's heart over and done such a great job. And you did do a
Oh,
great
thank
job because,
you.
as he mentioned, I have seen the film, and you guys did great. You both did,
Thank you.
of course. Mr. Chris,
Yes, sir.
um, tell us a little bit about yourself and your role in the film, please.
Oh gosh. Cut me off when I'm talking about myself. Uh
All right. So anyway, next question. Just kidding. Sorry.
I was one of those guys who tried to do a little bit of everything whenever I was younger. I did indie wrestling that was neither long nor lustrous, but I did learn how to do, stunt work and stuff, fall off of stuff, get knocked into things, get hit.
So now you and Tony are best friends. Yes, no. Okay.
I don't know Tony.
No, he never got to meet Tony.
Never got to meet Tony.
Oh crap. Okay. Sorry.
Oh.
Continue. My apologies again.
Give me my email address, Tony. Look me up.
He will call you.
But
Trust me.
basically, did all kinds of weird things. I'm a retired bodyguard. I did that for about 2.5 years. Had enough adventures that was enough of it. Basically, whenever I finally got to start doing like the convention circuits and stuff, I would go cosplay and stuff. And whenever I would do, I'd go like full method actor or whatever. I used to do like chop top because bald stuff. They could put the plate on my head. And through one of the conventions, I was cosplaying as Papa Corn. Ended up meeting most of the cast of Circus. But I'll fast forward a lot. I'll fast forward to kind of the end of it. At a certain point during one of the conventions, Miss Chanel Ryan and Tyler Shea Cohn actually took me aside. And well, Jake, I think they saw the same thing in me that you did, though I couldn't see it in myself. And Tyler, if you're watching this or ever do, I remembered what you said. Go out there, do stuff, and the next time I see you, I want you to tell me all the stuff you did. I still haven't seen you.
Very
But
cool.
long short of it, then just started looking for roles and such, and I'm so fortunate to have run into some awesome people, like of course our man Jake, man Antonio Barajas, aka Tony Vida, and Alex Nigo. Wonderful guys. And I've got to work with just about every type of, in those three, I've met just about every type of director you can. The one who wants it loosey-goosey, the one who wants it, who basically is going to straight up let us build the character as we go. And Jake, who he knows exactly what he wants and he'll crack the whip at your back to get it.
Y'all make me sound so vicious.
All you gotta do is chase him around with a spoon of sour cream, and he'll leave you the fuck alone. Trust me, he won't come near you.
That's not vicious. It's just falling in sticker
Oh,
patches.
I can't remember exactly which scene it was, but there was one where I ad-libbed just a little bit, and he went cut, and he looked at me and he said it in the nicest way possible. Chris, fuck no. You went like this and shut the fuck up. And I'm like, yes, sir.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So Slash and Chill has officially released the film as of yesterday, Sunday, March 24th at slashandchill.com. Jake, how are we going to get out there? How are we going to push this? Are you going to be doing any of the convention circuits? You going to be vending?
So far I've got MagCon in Knoxville. They're all three in Knoxville. MagCon is April 5th and 6th. FrankenCon in May, and then CreepyCon, which is the big monster out here, coming up in August. So we're gonna have setups there. We're thinking about maybe doing some big screenings around the place, but that'll all be on the website updated.
Okay. Now, as far as conventions go, Chris and Kennedy, will any of the fans be honored to see you guys there doing autographs and so forth with Jake possibly? Has that even been discussed?
Yeah, I would love to. I've talked to Jake about it a little bit. Being in New York is not cheap.
No.
It's way closer than Texas, I'm just saying.
Way closer than Texas for sure. It's not cheap. And but I'm almost done with I'm at an acting conservatory right now, and I'm almost done with that. So if I have the opportunity and the money, absolutely I would love to.
Well, I keep trying to get him to head up this direction. I keep telling him that in Maryland, between Baltimore, DC, Virginia, and Philadelphia and Jersey, which is a hop, skip, and a jump for you, depending on where in New
Yeah.
York you are, there are a ton of conventions. And I know it's not cheap for him to come up here. I understand the
Yeah.
travel and so forth, just as it would be. But I'm just saying, halfway point, you guys maybe, whatever. I don't know. It's not my game. I'm just there to talk about it. But with that being said, Jake, after Tapeworm Z, I know you well enough. You don't even give me that smirk and that smile. I know you probably already got the next half of script written. What are we working on next? I'm not trying to take anything away from Tapeworm Z, because we are here to talk about and push that. But I'm just curious, because you've been preoccupied, you've had to move, gotten reestablished. God knows you have put in so many man hours getting Tapeworm Z edited, re-edited, sound, and you've done everything.
Yeah.
As far as I know, you have done
Yeah.
probably 95% of this entire movie on your own.
Yeah, they can attest to that. I mean, even on set.
Learning film, learning sound, editing, marketing, casting, script writing, everything.
Yeah.
Everything other than maybe catering, lunch or dinner for these guys. You were the
Oh
one
yeah,
man
no,
show.
we had pizza a few times, but we
There
were
you
usually
go.
filming through the night. This whole movie takes place at night, which was brilliant on my part because lighting I get to control all the time. But that also means we have to shoot all freaking night long.
Right.
So it was both sides of that coin, man. It was both sides.
Right.
As far as what I've got going, yes, with all that other stuff, yes, I am halfway through 3 actual scripts right now. I can't really talk too much about some of it. There is potentially a limited horizons series that we're working out. That'll just be on YouTube, but it'll be full length feature or series type episodic. It's just there's enough people that want that, and there's enough with those characters that I think we can keep people laughing for a long time. As far as movies, a couple up in the air. There's one major one that might have something to do with Tapeworm Z that I am trying to work out that also could potentially involve the people sitting here. But I'm not saying anything officially.
That sounds awesome. No, that's great. That's great. I love the way I love hearing about keeping this ball rolling. I know this has been a dream and a passion of yours since you and I first met, however many years ago that was.
74.
And
74 years.
Back in, yeah. Uh, sorry. I was actually asked a similar question about something similar to that today at the receptionist at my physical therapy, when she asked, was I born in 51 or was that how old I was? So yeah. Anyway, so it's been a day with that. Sorry, I completely lost my train of thought after that.
Yeah, I do want to point out one thing though, real fast.
Yes, please.
Kennedy mentioned something that brought up an interesting point when she's talking about Lori Norris being so creepy.
Yeah.
If you meet her, she is the sweetest, just nicest. But I could see through it, like I do with everybody, and made her so creepy. And she's able to deliver so bad that not only did she break Kennedy, who is a consummate professional on set, she's also broken Emily Runke while we were filming. We had to stop on both of them because they were freaking scared of her.
When you and I first talked, I told you my favorite character, my favorite actor, when you first sent me a copy of Tapeworm, and it was Lori.
Yeah.
Because even in that small scene that she had, she scared the shit out of him. I saw what she had the potential to do. And yes, if you look at her and you talk to her, she and I are friends on social media, on Facebook, and she posts pictures of new paintings of flowers that she did, and Christmas pictures of her husband dressed up as Santa. And no, that woman has horns.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, Lori, I love you. I think you were a brilliant actor. I truly mean that. And I know you got horns hidden somewhere because you will scare the shit out of any horror icon that's out there. Hands down. Freddy versus Jason? No, fuck that. It's the world versus Lori. Okay. And I guarantee you will win. And Jake, that should be your next script. Something versus Lori. Because
Yeah.
she will kill a man or anybody for that matter.
Yeah.
No. I'm sorry. Jake has been for a long time, you know, we talk all the time online. Jake, where are you at? 85%. No, fuck. I got to redo the 70%. 2 weeks later, Jake, where are you at? 90%, 92%. No, make that 85%. Meaning getting the film finished, edited. I want to redo this section and it sends me snippets. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Music, score, sound effects, color, lighting, anything. For him to say last night, 2 days ago, as a matter of fact, it might very well be next week. As soon as next week. Yesterday, boys, is it done? Fuck it, I'm releasing it. I just shared it on social media. It's up there. It's ready. Dude, I mean, I cannot describe how happy I was. It was my birthday because I was so happy. This film has been my best friend's passion for over two plus years now, from the concept to being here today talking with you guys. So I want to congratulate you, Jake and Chris and Kennedy. I want to congratulate you guys also on a job well done. I sincerely mean that. And if this is a starting point, so to speak, for your acting, I hope that it does definitely help you guys and that it definitely takes you guys places, because impressive jobs from
Thanks, sir.
both of you in front of the camera. And Jake,
Yeah, thank you.
You know, now that you've got writer, director, producer, Uber driver, everything on your dossier now from films, I mean, brother, I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, man. Don't forget special effects. I'm just
Oh,
saying,
oh,
it's the
oh,
most
yeah.
important part of the whole
Did I
thing.
mention?
Don't forget that part.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh gosh, the effects.
the list was long that I was trying to memorize. So.
That man is a genius with effects. Oh gosh.
So
Jake and I were actually talking about one of the. I've got to interrupt one of them. Jake and I were talking just a little bit ago about one of the effects. I cannot tell you what, but it was one of the gnarliest kills we have in the movie. Was done literally using crap we were grabbing off of like counters and stuff like that. This will work. This will work. I got some of this. This might do it. It was literally thrown together out of just random shit we found lying around where we were shooting.
And that's the impressive part, is it's
came
all
out great.
real. Right. And that's the thing.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. No, I mean, Jake used to send me just small videos of him in his garage, tool shed, whatever, just tinkering like a 5-year-old boy, just messing like with his dad's tools, fucking all this shit up. And he's just creating and creating, and it's just genius. And to now be able to see finished product of that mad scientist that is Jake Perry, bringing all this stuff to life. Would he have rather have had somebody else be able to say, hey, here's a paycheck. I need you to do my special effects. You're my lighting. You're my camera. Probably. But would he be as happy? Nope. That's one thing I do know about Jake. He will make movies that are going to take 10 years to do because he's going to do it right. He's going to do it his way, and it's going to be his vision. He will not sleep if it's not right. That much I do know. Because he has scrapped much shit and
one
redone
for the not sleep. Got one for the not sleeping. The last day that I was on, I of course there had a long drive back. The long drive back to Oklahoma. It takes about 8 hours. I thought I was going to do it that night, and I'm like, we get back at like 2 in the freaking morning, and I'm like, oh hell no. He shows me, but yeah, the man is just a consummate professional. I actually sat with him while he started editing one of the scenes, messing with the lighting and stuff, and telling me just to see, that's why I put this light there. You couldn't see it anywhere, but I can now put it in the scene. It was just absolutely amazing watching him work with it. And of course, I go like over to like the inflatable mattress in his kitchen, crash out. I wake up several hours later, and I'm just like, that's cool. But I still hear clicking, and I look, and it's almost like 5:36 in the morning or whatever, and he is still going.
Right.
He is still going. He was not going to stop that until he had it.
Nonstop. Yeah, the man
Some
is a
raw
mad scientist.
determination.
That he is. All of that while packing up a family and moving halfway across the country, restarting, taking care of his family, trying to take care of you guys the best he can, and just cussing every single day. Trust me,
Yes.
I've heard mouthfuls come out of that boy's mouth right there. That would, yeah, I would be ashamed to find out that he actually ever kissed his mother with that mouth at one point in time. But no, guys, I hate to do this to us. Unfortunately, the powers that be with Zoom are cutting us short really quickly. I've loved having all of you on here, and I would love to do part two. Jake, brother, I'm so proud of you. I truly am. Boys and girls, Slash and Chill Productions, slashandchill.com on all social media. Get out there, order a copy of this film. It's like nothing you've ever seen. I can guarantee you that. Okay. Part one was a 6-minute film that Jake sent to me. And quote unquote, my review of it was the best piece of shit I'd ever seen. And this is even fucking better. I promise you that. Okay.
Hell yeah.
And it's, how long is the film, Jake? I do know it's film. I know
67 minutes.
67-minute full length feature film with the lovely Kennedy Taylor, Chris Hadland, Billy Pond is in it, Tony Covington, Hack of Hack's Horror Show,
And Ocho.
Mike Ocho is in it. A handful of great people, just good, great people. In closing, please, we got a minute or two here. Kennedy, let's start with you if you'd like to say anything. Chris, and then Jake, I'm going to have you close it up.
Yeah, this is definitely one of like, for the first filming experience I've ever had, didn't ever expect it to be within a sci-fi kind of fiction realm, and it was so fun, and I'm so glad that the first thing I got to do was something as experimental as this. And it really it definitely broadened my horizons. And so getting to move up here for school and start learning more about camera technique and all that, I look back at the project and I'm like, damn, Jake worked his ass off. So yes, please check out the film. We all worked very hard on it, and Jake worked probably 100 times harder on it. And I really appreciate the opportunity I got to have with this.
That's great. Chris, anything to close with, bud?
Just straight up, Tapeworm Z is the best descriptor of it. Is a bloody good time. What you need to do, you get you like a 12-pack of beer, get all your buddies, get your snacks, get whatever strain you guys like. You get yourself all into all of it, and you just watch that. You're gonna laugh your ass off. You're gonna see some of the kills and go, oh! And there's some moments just gonna, and you're gonna enjoy every second of it. It is grade A indie bullshit at its finest. Straight up.
I love that. And to the closing, Mr. Jake Perry, the man himself.
Man, they already said everything. Just slashandchill.com, get a copy. We've got the trailers up, reels on Facebook, trailers on YouTube. Watch these two, man. You're going to see them in a lot more stuff, I promise you. They are both phenomenal and just outstanding people, man.
Thank you.
Real quick, who are you, who is the film being released through?
Me right now.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yep, I'm self-distributing right now. Down
Awesome.
the road, I'm considering some options, but right now it's through me.
Awesome. See, even at that, the man is actually packaging all of his own movies, labeling them, and his handwriting is atrocious, so it might take a couple extra days for it to figure out which house it's going to on your street. But guys, if there's an indie film out there that you really want to support, Jake has done this all on his own, out of pocket. Help the man recoup a little bit, help the indie, support the horror. Just, you're going to want to be a part of this film. I proudly have his film displayed. And I will definitely be holding his new one up there as well soon. Until that point in time, when it does finally figure out which house number Jake wrote, whether it was a 7 or a 1 on there when in his crayon. Guys, thank you all so much for being here. Boys and girls, John Royson with the Witching Hour podcast. We'll talk to you guys soon. And always remember to keep it evil. Thanks, guys.
Indeed.
Thanks.